Hey guys, coming on at 3 p.m. just like I said I would, to share a little bit. I got so much feedback from people about my first COVID predictions, and I thought that I would come on here again and share some more. And really, what I feel I'm doing right now is actually answering the call of my team. So my energetic team has really been putting a lot of pressure on me to come on and to share some of the truth of what I feel and what I know through my research. So I always suggest do your own research. And it's so important to always do your own research and to always feel into everything. You have so much innate intelligence in you. And if you listen to that inner guidance, it will always tell you where you need to go and what really resonates for you, and then follow that thread. I'm just going to share with you some of the insights and some of the feelings that I have personally, and then also some of the research that I've found, because we're nowhere near being close to over. So whatever today is, July 6th, and we've been in this game since March, right? So it's been quite a while, and we just came out of a holy trinity with like 3 back-to-back eclipses, and the energy right now is so strong. And my team has literally been on me for like an entire, what feels like 2 weeks, just to be like, listen, your path is, yes, you have your detox company, yes, you have your readings and you do your coaching, and you have access to truth, and part of that is sharing some of this information and sharing it in a broader way. So this to me is my truth. I'm sharing my truth based on a lot of the things that I've been learning and following, and I'll tell you, none of it has come from the mainstream media, because I know that all of the mainstream media, and it's all from the left, and it's all controlled by a global initiative to really take greater control of our population. So I want to get back to these eclipses and where we are now, because we literally just came out of a full moon last night, and I want to tell you the next 6 to 9 months, if not more, is going to be intense. It's not over at all, and we are going to start to see things collapse more and more and more, and everything that you thought to be the truth, it's going to be revealed that you're probably going to start to look at things in a whole different way, because you're going to recognize that there was a whole narrative and a whole storyline that you've been basically indoctrinated into from the time that you became a child and sat in that seat and got to learn all about the things that they wanted you to learn about, so that you could become a part of this system that feeds into the global elite. So first I want to talk about you, where you are personally right now, because we are like I kind of almost feel like, wow, we actually haven't even really started this whole transition. We've just gotten a glimpse of it. And now what's happening is all of the agendas behind us, all of the agendas that basically have been controlling a lot of the narrative, a lot of people's attention and energy and focus, and your lives, really, with your profession and all of this, and like your money and your finances and the way that the whole game was set up. The agendas on that, and the systems and the people behind that, the truth is going to start to come out. And so it's going to come out, and just be warned that it's going to get worse before it's going to get better, right? So basically the media and all of the people that are, I would call like from the left, right? It's going to start to come forward. So they're going to try a few different ways to try to get you back into that fear mongering, and they're going to freak out because essentially they're going to get revealed. And it's going to be very, very interesting. So I want to talk about you, because where we are astrologically and energetically, I'm not an astrologist. I don't claim to be. I feel energy, and I feel I also see trends, and I read into things that lead me down rabbit holes that enlighten me in many ways. So where you are personally, if you do not have the tools to know how to work with your consciousness, with your thoughts, with your feelings, with your anxiety, I suggest you highly start learning those tools now. Find experts, find classes, find apps, and start to do that work, because it's going to get more intense. If you are not on the path of living your truth and following your highest path, your highest purpose, if you are indoctrinated into the system and you have a deeper calling and you have been in resistance of that, you will not be able to resist that very much longer. Your team and that energy that's here now, the energy is driving you into your highest path, into living your purpose, right? In your purpose, and I want to use that word really lightly, like purpose, right? Because everybody's life purpose can shift through different times in their life. So what I mean is that you're being true to yourself and you're living your heart's calling. And you're not in rejection or denial of that and thinking that you need to be enslaved into the system, okay? And the 9 to 5, the corporate, the paycheck, the whatever. You really have the universal support right now to take the big leaps, to get the help you need, to do the things that you really are feeling called to do, and listen to those deeper calls. And that is the energy of the universal support right now. So those that don't have the tools and that aren't following their highest path and that are in resistance to that, it's going to become more and more challenging to be in a human body. And I would even say that there's going to be a lot of energy that will be leaving the planet, because a lot of people won't be able to deal with the pressure, with the energy, with the uncertainty, with the shifts of what's coming. So that's what's happening energetically. And then, like I was saying before, just be prepared that basically everything that you thought you knew and everything that you learned, it's going to come to light that most of it is an illusion, and it's a storyline and a narrative that you were trained to walk down a certain path to feed into a system for the global elite, right? And a lot of those narratives are going to start to come forward. And like I said, the systems that you thought were put into place, you're going to see a lot of systems collapse. I mean, I'm talking, you're going to see the truth about Hollywood. If you don't know anything about the child trafficking that's been going on forever, and the rituals that have been happening, I strongly suggest you start doing some research. If you have no idea about the Clintons and the Zuckerbergs of the world and what they've been up to and the political initiatives, I strongly suggest you start doing some research, and you won't find any truth on mainstream media, because they've been feeding you a line that keeps you into the story. So the systems, everything, right? The history, the science, the financial system, technology, the judicial system, this America's a free country line. What a joke. Let's see. Military, taxes, the entertainment industry, food, air, big pharma. It's all a facade. It's all a facade. And so it's going to start collapsing, right? And things that you thought were in place for certain agendas, you were told that these systems were in place, like the FCC, like the CDC, like the FDA, like the IRS, all of these acronyms. I love the acronyms, right? The government is so scandalous. So all of these structures, right, that people have been feeding into and following. Oh, the EPA. There's also the EPA, right? So what do we have? The IRS, the CDC, the WHO, the EPA, the FCC, the FDA. It's all going to collapse. And what you're going to recognize is that all of it is just one big conglomerate of corporations that have had money-making initiatives for a very, very long time. And so it all feeds into this money-making system, and that none of it was actually set up for your protection or for your benefit. It was all to feed into that system. And that actually this whole global population control initiative has actually been underway for a really long time. And that's been happening for decades, right? Through the food, through the poisoning of the food with the pesticides and the herbicides, through the GMOs, through big pharma and brainwashing you into thinking that your body couldn't heal and that you needed medication, through fluoride in the water and through dentistry, and that to do work with basically mushing your brain, and through chemtrails and the climate control because we need it. No, that's just another way to get nanobots and more heavy metals and lithium into your body so that you can become more controlled. So it's all been this perpetual system to just control the population and make people more and more sick. And it's all going to come to light. And all of these people who you probably thought were heroes, many, not all, but many, you're going to recognize have been part of this really corrupt system. So it's going to take a while. It's going to take inner strength for you to be able to stomach some of this, but stay tuned and keep educating yourself. So there's a couple of pieces I want to touch on because in my last, hi Liz, want to send you big hugs. So adore you. So in my last COVID prediction, I talked about how interesting and ironic it was that all of the population, all of the people are here inside like on their technology, on their devices. And where are they? They're in their Facebook feeds, they're in their Instagram feeds, they're ordering off Amazon, and they're using their Apple devices. And I thought it was quite interesting that everything was cut off but these big corporations. And lo and behold, after first quarter earnings came out, it was shown that there were 4 billionaires that in the first quarter, or just through the times of COVID, I think it was about a month and a half, 2 months, just these 4 billionaires, that would be Zuckerberg, that would be Bezos, that would be Gates, and that would also be Elon Musk. Those 4 billionaires had amassed $434 billion additional expansion together collectively. So, you know, we got to be mindful, right? The only way for us to really, I want to share some ideas for you because I think right now there's so many things happening behind the scenes, and so many people feel powerless and out of control. And that's totally understandable, right? I'm totally I'm just kind of entertained by what's going on. I don't find it funny, but in a ha kind of way, but it really is kind of entertaining. Why get like out of sorts on things that are really out of your control, right? But I want to give you some tools about some things that are in your control. So the first thing that I think is really, really, really important for everybody to really take into consideration is how you are voting is with your dollar right now. You vote with your dollar, because while people are not out spending in the way that they were before, you still eat, you still order products, you still need toilet paper. And by the way, I heard you need to do the tracking on this, but someone whispered in my ear that majority of the paper products that are produced in at least the United States is owned by Coca-Cola. That's quite fascinating. So anyways, you vote with your dollar, right? So that means all of you that are on this Amazon auto pay, and I get it, I get the benefits and the ease of Amazon, but you got to start reconsidering these things, right? If you're really upset about how powerless you feel and about these billionaires having so much control, then you got to start making different choices. And the only way to make different choices is to start to spend your money differently and your time and your attention. So rather than order off Amazon, go to Thrive Market, thrivemarket.com. They deliver organic, non-perishable goods directly to your doorstep at a reduced price than what you can get on the shelf. Thrive Market. I'm not getting any kickbacks by this, okay? And you might pay a little bit more than Amazon. Pay $3 more and support a conscious company with integrity and take the money out of Amazon. You have to start thinking like that. Go to Etsy, buy your jewelry or your products or whatever you want rather than ordering it on Amazon. There's so many different things. Go directly to the source rather than staying on Amazon and just letting it be this like autopilot thing that you got brought into, basically, because it's so convenient, and now you're on an even smaller monthly bill. Okay, pay $20 more a month and take control. That's how you can take control, okay? Then let's talk about where you're spending your time and your energy. Yes, Thrive Market, thrivemarket.com. Okay, they all organic. They source, they really like go in and out to make sure they deliver really good quality goods. So Thrive Market is a really good source. Etsy, even eBay, buy from independent people. Just get off Amazon. As far as Facebook goes, we have to consider, like, I get that so many people, you want to know why Facebook's revenue went up dramatically, and Zuckerberg, who's a big part of this whole fucking problem. Yes, I just used the F word, but I don't care. So he's a big part of this whole problem, and he's censoring everything that's going into your feed and keeping you in the leftist media brainwashed society, okay? So the more people that are investing money in Facebook ads and selling through Facebook initiatives, that's feeding more and more and more into that stream. So you've got to start looking at thinking about other ways to get creative about how to market products if you advertise on Facebook or Instagram, okay? And it's really, really easy. Think about this. Who are the people? And I get it. Like, everybody needs money. We got to eat. We got to pay our bills. We have rent, stimulus checks. I'm not getting any. That's coming to an end. So how can you market things? If you market something on Facebook and you have ads, why don't you consider reaching out to other people that you know who have networks, right? And seeing if they'd be willing to share what you offer to their email list, to their Facebook feeds, to their Instagram feeds, and then offer them a percentage of whatever it is that you're selling. And not only that, like, for me personally, I love sharing things that I believe in. I love supporting my people that have businesses, and anything I believe in or a person that I believe in, I'll promote it. I just have to have a plan for it, or be, told about it, or asked about it, and it's easy, right? Like, that's a way better. Then we keep the money going in the system and circulating in the system and the people, and taking it, the system, I don't want to use the system. We keep the money circulating amongst the people, okay? Rather than in the pockets of the people who are trying to control you. So you want to take control of your life, you want to see shifts happen, be mindful where you're putting your money, where you're investing your time and your energy, and who you're letting into your brain, okay? So, like, get off Amazon and get off Facebook. I've been really doing a lot of research. I wanted to, it was really important for me, and it always is important for me, and I will stay with this to provide you guys with solutions. I want to share, I've made some notes up here. So there's like so many things that have been coming in, and like I literally had to run out of the shower because my channels are open and like my team is like, you gotta share this. Okay, the first thing I want to tell you, this is really important. They all, on the recent carrier and iOS updates for all phones and for all iPhones and Androids, they installed a tracking device onto your phone. So you probably don't know that, or maybe you do, but if you don't, know that they did that, and you can actually turn it off, because it's when it updates it, most likely it turns it on automatically. And so what you want to do is you want to go to the settings on your phone, scroll down to privacy. You click on the privacy. The privacy will then take you to the health app, and you click on the health app and it'll say something about COVID tracking on or off. So that's been installed on literally every single person's telephone. And you should know that they're trying to tell you that that's actually to protect you, but those tracking devices are super inaccurate, when in actuality it's just a way of having greater control of the people. So be on the lookout for that. I highly suggest, if you want to just have some privacy and not be tracked, that you turn that off. I also want to share a couple other tools. So in my last sharing and video, I talked a lot about 5G and 5G rollout, and how that this time would be used to basically do those initiatives, and it's been happening. Okay, so it's been very fascinating here on Maui, because I'm involved in helping that initiative, and the cellular phone communications now has these big evergreen or pine trees, and they're disguising 5G antennas as trees. And they're going to places like churches and offering things, organizations like churches, money to basically have the antenna there. And they're also going to like kindergartens and things like that. So I've been very active here on Maui, and it's been rolling out all across the nation, and probably across the globe. I haven't been tracking that so much. I'm so active here on Maui. But I really wanted to share with you guys a really important tool that you can use to protect your body from EMF and 5G frequencies. Again, I don't have a financial incentive for this. This is what I use. I'm going to show you. So I use a device called Blue Shield. Okay, it's the Tesla Blue Shield, and this is the home unit. You just plug it in, and then this is the portable unit. Okay, so essentially you plug this into your outlet, or you charge this and you put it in your pocket and you take it with you when you're traveling or outside of the house. And what it does is, it doesn't get rid of EMF pollution, but it harmonizes it with your body so that your cells are not impacted by the EMF frequency that's going on. That's basically you're bombarded by, because we live in this very toxic environmental pollutive world. So I highly recommend EMF protection. I've actually emailed Blue Shield. That's like $400, what you just saw. I know that's a pretty nice price tag, but it's your health. And I'm actually in touch with the guy at Blue Shield, Brandon, about seeing, you can go directly to blueshieldusa.com. It's an online, it's a URL, and I'm in touch with them to try to find out about getting you guys like special discount codes so you can save some money on that, because I know it's a pretty price tag. So as soon as I have the 411 on that, I'll be sharing the code with you. And I think it's gonna come through, and it'll come through quickly, so I'll be sharing very soon. If you're interested in receiving that code, please DM me or email me, and I can share it with you. I'll keep a list and I'll share it with you just as soon as I can, as soon as I get it. So let's see, the other things that I just want to let you know that I'm in very strong research and talks with is I'm researching companies that can be used in place of Apple and Microsoft products. So I'm finding some cellular communication devices like cell phones that we can communicate on, where we can have integrity and privacy, and we're not being tracked and listened to and followed. So I'm heavily researching that. I'm also researching cloud-based, non-encrypted servers and email servers that we can all shift to, so we're not dependent upon iCloud and Gmail and Google products. So this is like where my time and my attention is right now, beyond like helping people detox their bodies and stay on the trajectory of their life path. So by the grace, I have a bit of a team and I have some support. So my intentions are to have more resources for you, to shift in terms of social media, so that there's a social media platform that we can be on where we can interact, and there's integrity and there's not the censorship, because Facebook and YouTube and Google has such a massive amount of censoring. And again, it's always for the leftist party initiatives and to keep you in fear mongering. So I'm researching social media platforms. I have a couple. I'm testing them out before I really go live with sharing. I'm researching cloud-based servers for storage and for email that you could use and feel good about, knowing that your stuff isn't being looked into and possibly even censored and shared, and it's private and it's not tracked or monitored. I'm looking into cellular communication devices and computer applications for that are not Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, and Apple. That's all. Those are my big initiatives. So I'm not bored, and I hope you guys are doing really great out there, and just stay strong, stay centered. Really, like, again, there's going to be some really big collapses. We're just getting started with where we are, and I want to keep reinforcing that this is like so good. And I'm actually really grateful, and I'm going to say this, and I'm like almost not wanting to say this because I think that it could cause I could get some backlash here, but I'm personally really glad that we had a right take the office rather than what the left opportunity was, because if we didn't, I think that everybody, had we gone down the Hillary route, everybody would have been shot with vaccines, and it would have been really ugly. So this isn't pretty, but I think that a lot of things are collapsing, and we can do a lot more than we think we can. And I really want to, again, offer you the opportunity to think about, are you living true to yourself? If you're aligning with your heart and doing that kind of work, then know that you're going to be protected and taken care of. Know that everything that's happening, we need this for the real new world order, right? For the new earth, essentially, where we have truth and honesty and integrity. And I send you guys so much love. And if there's anything I can do, just DM me or leave a message or whatever. I feel like I'm pretty available, and you know how to find me. So have a great night and send in love.